Oh,
And we
we're
are
live.
live.
Woo!
Another review from the Cove Book Club.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen.
Hello.
Hello. Today we are joined by the author of Voices of the Past, R.L. Seago, and we are reading his first published by Hear Me Roar Publishing, Voices of the Past. So the synopsis: Caleb Armstrong keeps hearing voices, and they're causing him more distraction than the war ever did. The one he hears most frequently is his best friend Rick's. Problem is, Rick died in a roadside attack 7 years earlier in Afghanistan. Caleb is a 3-tour veteran of the Iraq-Afghanistan war, and he has seen the worst atrocities that can be committed. Now working as an ER nurse, he is trying to find some level of peace in his life. Caleb and his best friend live an easy bachelor's existence in their San Diego home, but that is all about to change. Someone from his past is watching and waiting, and their patience is wearing thin. When he meets the beautiful and charming Charity Sandcastle, it won't take long for him to realize how special she is and how invaluable her unique gifts and abilities will become to their very survival. When Caleb is forced to confront the demons from his past, he will have to go to extreme lengths to protect those he loves and will finally gain a true understanding of not only who he really is, but also why he keeps hearing these 3 little words: the girl knows. So, we have all read the book,
Yes.
and if we want to start off with a rating, or if anybody wants to start off with their thoughts on the book, we can always go youngest to oldest. I love that. Crystal's first.
That's okay. I can do that. Okay. So I liked this book. There were a few things that kind of threw me out of the story at points, but overall, I did really like this book, and I would like to give it a 3.5 out of 5.
Great. Carleni.
I really enjoyed the book. It was something I'm not used to, the whole kind of like murder mystery kind of thing. Overall, give it a 3.5 out of 5 as well.
Excellent. Twin.
Twin has not finished the book, but so far I give it 3.5, I would say. I haven't finished, so,
Well,
I'll
we're
let you
going to
know
spoil you.
exactly.
It's going to
Huh?
happen. This is going to be spoilers galore.
I know, it's okay. I like it, so I'm going to keep reading even if you spoil it.
Okay. Well, we will spoil you. There are some pretty good twists and turns that you probably couldn't anticipate, especially those 3
See,
little
that makes
words.
me more excited.
Oh,
Oh, I
good.
anticipate
I
those.
know, I'm so intrigued.
Yes. Um,
Spoilers. But with this book, I'm like pretty excited to hear what's happening. Because I'm like, I want to know.
right, which is always a great compliment to any book when you're very intrigued in what is going on. I also
Hmm.
enjoyed the book. It wasn't anything that was earth-shattering for me or kept me up late at night, but definitely enjoyable. And I don't do decimal points, so it was a 3 out of 5. Crystal, did you want to ask your questions, or Carleni, did you have anything floating around in your head, or I can just delve into my normal junk?
I'm cool with if you guys want it. I can go, or Carleni or anybody, someone.
I don't have any questions, but I like answering your questions, so I'm fine with anything.
Absolutely. Well, hopefully, Mr. Seago might participate. Currently, he is muted and not being recorded. Maybe if he wanted to use the Q&A, he could pop questions or answers into there, because I definitely have questions for him. So, the usual. Who is your favorite character? Crystal?
Mm, See, that's hard. I have a question for you guys later in terms of character development, which will piggyback a little bit off of this. I guess if I had to pick a favorite character,
You can say
Chauncey?
Solomon, it's fine.
Chauncey? I would
Chauncey.
say,
I knew you'd pick a dog.
well, I mean, like I said, when I ask one of my questions, well, I'll be able to elaborate a little bit further on some of my ideas about the character development.
Mm-hmm. Sounds good. How about you, Carlani? Who was your favorite?
It's a tie between Solomon and Chauncey. The other favorite. Like when the dog point of view came on, I was like so excited. Like, yes, the human. I really like the dog point of view.
Nice.
I like how he says, the man, my man.
Mm.
It's so cute.
Who's your favorite, Emily?
The dog.
Really?
No, I like the dog, but I like Caleb. I like Caleb. Maybe I'm biased because that's one of my favorite names.
Mm.
So, and the fact that he's how do you say? Oh my God, I have like the words in Spanish in my head. Kind of like in your face, not in your face. Like he tells it like it is. That's what I want to. Yeah, like he tells it like it is. You know, like if he not confronted, but like warn child, like if you break my sister's heart, I'm coming for you. I was like,
Mm.
oh, okay.
Mm.
So I like him because like I just
Really?
like, oh, yeah.
Okay.
That's what I'm like.
Oh, now you're making funny noises.
Because
Carlini, you
I
want to
want to
translate?
know, like, yeah. You hear me?
All right. My favorite was Charity. There's something about it, redheads and curvy, and as much as she was a little eccentric, she came from background that didn't necessarily have that loving spirit, and she was like life embodied. She definitely was helping where she could and involved in people's lives, and she did things that made her happy, like changing her name. And I don't know. I like the idea of her running around happy as a lark and coming across Caleb and finding each other, and so I liked her. Did we get her perspective? We did, didn't we?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, we get her perspective.
Yeah, we have perspective.
A few times, yeah. All right. So when were you hooked? What was the hook for you? Sometimes you get to a point you're like, it's been 100 pages, I am done. But did any of you have a particular hook that you were like, okay, what's going on? Crystal?
Honestly, I don't know if I had a hook per se. The story was interesting, but not. I mean, I read it in a 24-hour period, but at the same time, I don't think there was any particular moment where I was like, I have to keep going, versus I could have set it down, gone, got a drink or something. But like I said, it was really good, but I don't know if I had a hook.
Something also to good feedback for Mr. Seago. Carleni?
By the
I
way,
agree.
he is listening to us.
Oh, okay,
Yes,
cool.
he's there.
Okay, cool beans. Oh, excellent. So for me, it's actually the same as Crystal. I read it from chapter 1 to chapter 15, and then the next day I read the rest of it. So it wasn't like, a hook for me. I just read it in between customers at work. So I don't really, I just kept going with it. But I did really like when, when, I'm sorry, I took notes.
Good.
I like
Notes are good.
when Charity was talking to the people about buying the gun, and she's like, and that one lady about buying the wine glasses for her wedding, and she's like, you can pick something out of your pocket, and she picked out how much it cost, and I was like, she did what she did. Like, I like the little eccentricities of it. I'm like, this is kind of interesting, weird, but
Yeah.
interesting.
Definitely weird. How about you, Emily?
That was the hook for me. It was Charity. When I feel like, wait, she's running a business practically giving stuff away, but okay. I just liked her. So I think that kept me kind of like, that and the dog point of view. I was just like, I've never seen anything like this in my life. I texted you guys because I was just like, is it me or does the dog have a point of view? Because this is freaking weird, but cool. I'm like, this is an amazing dog, let me tell you. But yeah, it was between the dog and then Charity kind of like, cemented it for me. I was like, oh, what? How? She's just giving her stuff away. So, I like her. She's cool.
Agreed. Yeah, there wasn't anything, like Crystal was saying, that really kept me into it and going. We made a commitment so that we could read and review this book for Mr. Seago. And, definitely there were moments where I was like, especially with the dog's point of view, where I was like, oh, rock on, give me more. Because we all do that as pet owners. We're like, I wonder what they're thinking. They're probably thinking these things if they could. So I like it. Do you have a favorite scene, Crystal? Or one that was very strong imagery for you that stuck with you?
There was a few scenes actually that really stuck with me. Like where Caleb's rescuing that girl. Spoiler alert, girl from the bar, or when where Chauncey trips the bad guy, or even in the end where you
Yeah.
have a very vivid climactic scene between the antagonist and all the protagonists. Those scenes stood out really deeply in my mind, though a part of me wonders how many of them were necessary to the plot line, but that again goes into something I have to ask about later. But yeah, those scenes I felt were really well done, where it was like slowed down just enough to give you the details and you could understand what's going on in particular, and I liked that.
Nice. Carleni? Favorite scenes or anything really strong imagery?
Okay, it's probably like one of those things where like it shouldn't be my favorite scene or something like that. When where is it? Where is it?
You should highlight those notes.
No, it's because I use the code name for him, and it's kind of not a nice name.
Oh.
The Colonel Harrington.
Yeah, Colonel Dark.
Colonel Samuel Alexander Harrington. When he came in, I was a little surprised, and like how he was described as a textbook sociopath and a pathological liar, and like, you know what? People just say that, and then like he turns out and like kills a dude. Kills a dude like the minute he comes in, and I'm like, whoa. That was very stood out in my scene, and when in my scene, that scene stood out in my head, and when we finally got the whole about what exactly killed Rick and why Colonel Harrington was like following them around and stuff, like it getting all that flashback to the scene of how everything happened, that stood out in my head.
Absolutely. Emily?
Yeah.
Any
No, for
strong
me,
scene?
because I haven't gotten really far. So for me, it was the one in the hospital when Chauncey, am I saying it right?
Yes.
Tripped the bad guy. I was like, huh, that's why Solomon was like a little iffy about that guy.
Mm-hmm.
So it was pretty interesting to see, the dog, kind of like react and sense that something, they had to do something. I don't know if the dog did it on purpose, but I'm glad he did it.
Oh, they're smart dogs. They know. They've got their own point of view.
Yeah,
They've got to know. Um,
that's
so similar to Crystal, one of the very strong scenes was the action scene at the bar, dealing with the devil's disciples and the biker gang. So I really like the imagery of that truck smashing through all the bikes. There's something about that. And, you weren't sure if they were going to make it out. And I was like, you're sitting there going, are they going to go? Are they going to make it? You got shot. Come on. So, yeah, that was strong. We kind of touched about it, but what'd you guys think of the antagonist? Did you want to boil alive Samuel at times? Because I did.
The minute he showed up, I wanted to boil him alive. Like, who kills a dude for doing his job? That was uncool. Yeah, I liked him as an antagonist because he was bad from start to finish.
Yeah.
See, I had some issues with him as an antagonist until towards the end because I felt like he was a little bit of a cookie cutter antagonist. And so I was sitting there going, okay, nothing he's doing surprises me. I was anticipating all of these things. They're all super awful. And a part of me was like, okay, so I'm definitely supposed to hate this character, but at the same time, like, I don't feel anything strongly negative to him. Like, I was anticipating his actions because he was a little cookie cutter to me until you get to the end where he like has his little breakdown, or even at the scene where he defends the one girl at the bar, albeit for bad reasons. But those two scenes I felt gave him something a little bit beyond the cookie cutter. But other than that, I didn't hate him or like him.
Emily?
All right, so I haven't met Samuel, so I haven't gotten that far. But the author wrote to me. He says I needed to make Samuel as terrible, as repulsive as possible, especially with his natural good looks. So see now, I need to know.
Okay.
You'll find out lots more, but we're going to spoil you, so that's okay.
It's okay. I don't mind because everything I'm hearing sounds good. So it makes me want to read even more.
Good. All right, so supernatural stuff. Did you find?
Whoa, there's supernatural stuff.
Dude, you've been reading it. They're getting messages from the other side, so that's supernatural.
Well, no, I haven't gotten any of that. Like, I'm just thinking this dude is like losing his mind. He was at war. Come on, he went to war. So I'm thinking, he's like losing it. I didn't think it was like anything supernatural. Like, what?
But it's in the blurb. I just read you the blurb.
I don't read the blurbs. I like being surprised. I only read them when I'm buying books.
All right.
Yeah, I know, but did you not hear the technical difficulties, friend?
Yes. I'm sorry.
Uh-huh.
Children
You know how you
are lovely things that break our things. Can't have anything nice. All right, so.
I have to agree with Emily, though. Like, at first I was like, this dude's PTSD is getting a bit out of hand. He's talking to himself. His inner voice is getting kind of creepy. But then Charity had an inner voice that was kind of creepy. I'm like, you know what? Maybe it's the dead people talking to them. Yeah, maybe it's that. And I'm like, you know what? It's no wonder that Rick totally was okay with hearing that Charity. Spoiler. Sorry, spoiler alert. When Charity said, like, my mom had the gift or whatever it was called, and I'm like, you're just gonna hear that and you're totally gonna be okay with it. I'm like, dude, be a little creeped out, but then you're hearing voices too, so I guess that explains why he was okay with it. And also, she made him food, okay? So I'm okay with anybody's book that gives me food.
Oh,
So
oh, by the
this
way,
is a
about the dogs, he said without the dogs, it was flat. The author said.
mm, you just need to get a little farther. But yes, your beginning, you're saying, wasn't as exciting, or you were missing your hook. Um, so this can be one of our debates. Like, what is the difference between having your conscience, which takes the form of a loved one's voice? There's plenty of times when we are reminded of um, our parents saying a certain thing, or grandparents who have affected the way that you make a decision because of your experiences with them. When you're just repeating something that maybe some speech that they gave you, or they harped on you with a particular thing, that is it internal voice, or is it external, such as spirits or ghosts that are guiding us? So this is touchy feely. What do you think, Crystal?
Okay, I totally believe in psychic mediums. I come from a family who's all psychic mediums, and so like I'm totally into that. But I felt like in this story, I think that was overdone.
Hmm.
Um, and also because of like I understand wanting to do it subtly, so that it becomes just part of the character's realities. But it was done to a point where at some points I couldn't tell what was going on. There were like these voices, and we're always sure who they were. And so I felt like in this story, in some areas, it was used as we don't know how to get to the next point, so the dead person will come and tell us how to get there. Or in some points, I felt like there's just so much going on at this one scene to have a dead person suddenly talking, because then that throws in a whole nother character range where I was like, that now I'm confused.
Too much.
But, I completely think like the paranormal thing should have been left in, but maybe brought back a little bit on it. I mean, you have scenes where Charity is got the dialogue between her and her mother, and then we've got scenes where she's like, "Yes, mom. I know, mom. Yep. No, I'll tell them, mom." And I'm like, "Okay, okay. This is a little over the top at this
Pick
point."
which one. Yeah.
But I do like the idea of it. So I was thinking, yeah, if you just tone it down a little bit, but like not to the point where we're even more confused.
I like it. So you do believe.
Oh yeah, I come from a family of them. If I didn't, my mom would smack me.
Yeah. Especially that last scene. That almost possession
Yeah.
at the end.
See, but I thought
Spoiler!
that scene was fun because that scene was set up ahead of time. I
Yes.
thought that the paranormal was needed to help bring out one this aspect of the antagonist that makes him different, but also helps bring some sort of other level to it. I thought that scene was done very, very well.
Hmm. And you have all the breadcrumbs before with like the bartender and the welts on his back and things that are helping you lift into that moment and really suck it in. Yeah, I love those breadcrumbs because then you're like, I know what's gonna happen, and everything is definitely supported, and you're not like, where did that come from? It was that part was definitely well done. Carleni or Emily, did you guys have any thoughts about voices in your head?
Oh, I'm not very particular about the voices in my head or anybody's voices in their heads, but I wanted to hear the voices. Like I wanted to see them answering. I just didn't want to see her. Sorry, didn't want to hear like the one-off conversation. Like when you're on the phone, you only hear one part. I wanted to
Yeah.
hear her on
One
speakerphone.
sided. Yeah.
Like I wanted to hear what her mom was saying or what other people were saying. Like it's
I love
put her
that.
on speakerphone. Okay, that was my thoughts on it.
Yep. Emily, you want to share?
That's fantastic. That is so funny. I love how she describes it. um, well, for me, again, I haven't gotten that far, but
Ah. But no,
um,
do you
like
think that you
when
can hear voices? Do you hear
when you
voices?
said earlier about the whole, well, we never know. I might have little friends up there. I'm just playing. No, I do. Yeah, I do believe. By the way, it would be stupid if I didn't. I see a ghost every day at my job. So, yeah, I believe in the voices and I believe in ghosts and I believe in all that stuff. So, you know, hey, bring it on. But when you said the whole parent thing, like basically repeating something, I do that every day at work too. I repeat phrases from like my mom. Don't you get in that thing? And it's ridiculous. I sound like my mother at work.
Yes. That's the goal, right? We should all become our mothers. Or not.
No, like no,
The
no.
other direction.
That's a big no on my part.
All right. My next question
Okay, wait.
are all super spoilery. So I don't know if Crystal, you should go. Because
Twin, twin. This one's for Carleni. The author said, next time speakerphone, laughing out loud.
yeah, definitely. How are
Yes,
you
we would
seeing
love the
that?
speakerphone. He's texting it to me.
He doesn't
Oh,
know
to
how to
us.
use
It's on
the chat
the.
or the
No,
Q&A.
he's not on his. I don't think he's on his laptop. He said something about his laptop acting out.
Oh.
Or desktop, something like that. I don't know. Yeah,
Well, I'm
but
glad
he's
that
like
he's in
texting us
contact with you.
on.
That's good. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, so he'll answer questions? Because I have questions.
Oh, he's listening, so trust me. Yeah, he actually said, let me know if you have any questions. I'm like, oh, the questions are coming.
Absolutely. Um, so Crystal, do you want to get into anything before I ask a bunch of spoilery questions for you two, since Emily hasn't gotten there yet?
Um, well, I was gonna talk about we have this eclectic mix of POVs, and I know we've touched a little bit on it in a lot of what we've been saying so far. But for me, I found that having a large range of POVs, not all of them directly, I felt, related to the plot, and not all of them human. I thought that was a little bit it distorted my reading of this a lot, and made it sometimes difficult because then I was like, wait, no, wait, whose head are we in this time? Oh, this is a dog, not a human. Things like that, and I was wondering what your guys' gauge on like this range of multiple point of views was for you guys, and whether or not it affected your reading experience. And if it did hinder your reading experience, would you recommend staying in one person's point of view, and who?
Mm. Carlene, you want to jump on, or do you want me to do it?
I'll do it.
Okay.
I actually like the multiple points of view. I sometimes it was hard for me to figure out what was happening. It was like one of those. It felt very cinematic to me. Like Caleb, when he first meets Charity, when he first sees her, like it felt like it was one of those things where the point of view just shifted towards her. Like she was like he saw her and the point of view was all of a sudden hers. Like it felt like I was watching a movie when it happened. I would have liked a little bit more transition in between the point of views, but I did enjoy the multiple ones because just one point of view usually gets boring for me because I have very little attention span when I'm reading at work.
Right. So I did like having multiple point of views, but there is an art to it. I think that similar to some of the other books that we've read, when you get like your main character, you have Caleb, and you have his interactions with other people, and he is the plot driver. That anything that a different point of view comes in needs to be minor. It can't be equal to what your main character is, or you lose your momentum. But if the extra point of view is going to drive the plot and not slow the plot, then it's definitely worth it. There were moments that I was like, and this is helpful how? What part of it am I supposed to get from this point of view that is driving me towards the end? And there were times where it felt like it interrupted the pacing. that I wanted to keep moving along, and then we're in a different perspective, and it didn't seem. Unfortunately, I can't think of anything in particular right now. Similar to Carleni, it did feel cinematic. It did seem to have like that panning. You're in one perspective, you're focusing on someone, and then they become your perspective. But with only, I think, 267 pages, it seemed like a lot of point of views. If it were a longer piece and you needed to get things that you might not have Caleb present for, then rock on. I got it. No problem. But it does interrupt. And I'm not sure if there was another way of sending this file instead of a document, because we were using our readers. That was incredibly interruptive. So, future reference, send everything in PDF. Documents, it won't save where you are. Like, I spent time scrolling through, and I'm like, where the heck was I? And that was my driving force to read for big chunks, because I didn't want to have to find my spot again. I'm like, where am I? So, yes, multiple point of views if they are going to move the plot along and keep the pacing up, rock on. But if you're working with barely more than 250 pages, you don't need it all. It can be used more suspensefully if you cut back on it. Crystal, do you have more?
Do I have more questions? I have lots of questions.
I love questions.
No, I really. The thing
I have an interruption.
Ooh.
I said I'm gonna interrupt you for a minute. He said the Q&A isn't working, and then he said he's listening, and then he said PDF done and done.
Yay, good. Yeah, it was awful. I was like, ah! Because it's just clicking a button instead of saving it as a Word document. Just save it as a PDF. Just one tiny click. It will make everything much easier.
Twin your OCD.
Yeah, I know.
No, I'm glad I have that dang app, because if not, I would have been the same way. I would have been like, oh, my OCD. But no, I have that app, so it's good.
Good. Crystal, next.
Go, Crystal.
Okay.
Sorry.
No, you're good. Let's see. Because like I said, I have a lot of questions and comments and stuff, because it was a very engaging book, which I did enjoy. Especially considering life is crazy. It was nice to get out of my life and into someone else's. I'd like to go to, and spoiler alert for anyone in the audience who is concerned about this, to the very, very end, where we get this revelation about Caleb and his true identity. I wanted to see your guys' take on that, because I kind of predicted it earlier on, but at the same time, I wasn't quite keen on the idea of it happening, for the simple fact is there becomes this whole arc of this person didn't have as much of a reason to take on this other personality. Like, I could have seen Caleb taking on Rick, but Rick taking on Caleb became a lot more difficult, because Rick had more at stake in returning to his old life, and the fact that he's a child. And this idea that he instead took on this bachelor's life to maintain, I suppose, the friend's memory by keeping the friend alive. I felt that was an interesting choice, but I wasn't entirely keen on its execution, just because of the dynamic of the two characters involved in that. And I wanted to know what your guys' take on that whole scene is, including like Charity's reaction to it, or the daughters, or just your reaction to it.
Carleni, do you want to go? Or I'll explode.
You should go first.
Okay, good. I did not anticipate it at all. There was nothing that really hinted at it, because again, as a parent, the idea of giving up the gift of raising your own child is hard to fathom. So him taking on Rick taking on Caleb's perspective, I get it, but it wasn't something that I could do on my own, and it for me it was understandable. He knows that there is a shitstorm behind everything that they have uncovered, that anybody that he holds near and dear is in danger if he's alive. So Rick becoming Caleb while still having minimal contact with Angie and Jesse. Jesse Bear? Yeah, Jesse. Made sense. It's one hell of a sacrifice. And I get the switching of the dog tags, and he's burned, and he goes through the... See, I wasn't sure that kind of thing can actually be pulled off. You are still in contact with your wife. Don't you think your wife would be able to figure out who you are? And yes, you have a sister who's blind, so she can't see you, but that means she's going to know your voice better than anybody else, your mannerisms, your spatial awareness, yeah, they spend lots of time together, and he knows everything about him, but I don't think you're fooling your wife or your sister that you're very close to. So, I don't know. I definitely didn't call it. But those were two big hang-ups, and those are a couple of my questions that I was going to be like, spoiler! The daughter knows only because dead people tell her, and I'm
so lost right now.
Good! Yay! Carleni, you got anything?
Do.
Yes.
In a minute. Yeah, my question was, how come Gracie never figured it out? That bothered me. Because, like, they're in constant contact.
Read it 3 times, Alyssa.
I will kill you. I'm sorry, I should have muted that.
You could have. But we know more about you now.
That was my one, that was one of my issues. Like, the one person who has been blind for a while, who knows his voice, who knows, like you said, his mannerisms, doesn't know that it's him. Like, what did he do? Did he go to voice acting? She should have known.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Oh, I'm
For
so
me,
intrigued right
it
now.
might be an emotional thing. Like, you know, her brother's dead, so she might as well, you know,
Yeah.
substitute somebody for him.
And obviously, both of them were best friends. They were very caring of each other. Apparently, they were similar physical type, and it wasn't too much of a stretch. But your wife, who you talk to on a regular basis and see yearly or whatever, and your sister that you see often, I'm not buying it. I'm really not. And like, he went through some big lengths. We're talking about plastic surgery, and it wasn't just oh, we just look similar, and we've got a couple of scars that we got from Afghanistan. Like, are the women humoring him? They're like, sure, you're Caleb. We love you. You have some serious PTSD, and we're just gonna roll with it. See, that would be a really cool twist. If he just imagined everything and everybody around him was just like, sure, we're good, yep, where he's slowly going insane, and to protect himself, he's become someone else. That would be a whole different book.
Yeah, different plot line.
Yeah.
I'm
Sometimes I
so
wondered about the
intrigued.
plot
I have
line.
no idea
Like,
what
where
you're
is
talking
this
about.
going?
All right, wait. I have a few comments from Robert.
Okay.
It says, before when you guys were talking about the whole, wait, let me just read it. Maybe you'll get it. That is why he did what he did to protect his family by leading Samuel away from his family. Then he said, bring on the questions, and then he said, sometimes love makes us blind to what is in front of us.
Okay.
So
No,
it was
I got
definitely
the.
emotional. The reason why she wasn't like getting the fact that he was gone. That that Rick did what he did.
Mm. And I could totally understand Charity being okay with it because she isn't a sister. Like, wouldn't you be pissed that somebody took your brother's place or
I'd
something?
be more pissed as the wife because now he's dating some
Yeah.
other woman and
Mm.
having a child with this other woman, and here I am with his child, and I'd be more pissed as her. I'd be out
Mm.
for blood at that point. Um, and even his
Oh,
daughter, like I know his daughter
girl.
is very accepting of it. She's like, "Don't worry, Uncle Caleb said this would be fine." I feel like at that age, like even she's cognitively she's shown she's cognitively aware of situations and able to process them
Mm-hmm.
as a grown person. So she's old
Yo,
enough to at this point be pissed off as well. And I
Yes.
imagine at some level she's gonna be like, "Dad, aren't I good enough for you? Aren't you gonna come home for me?" So I feel like on some level she should have showed more than just the okay, don't worry, I won't tell anybody.
Yeah. That's 7. I can't imagine my son doing that. Yeah, they'd be
Yeah, no,
pissed.
they tend to be more dramatic than that.
Mm. And it was hard. Like, was she saying that Charity was going to have a boy, or was she saying that her mother was pregnant by Jason?
No, I think she was saying Charity was gonna have a boy because the whole the whole child thing. Because Angelica, I don't think is pregnant. At least we don't get that
No.
in the story. The only other pregnancy would be Charity, so it would have to be a brother.
Mhm.
And even then,
Where
like
did
you
all
don't
these people
feel like
come from?
it's
Emily, you gotta read more. Quit with the
I
diapers
really do.
falling.
I'm just like this.
Yeah. Big eyes, absolutely. Yeah, that was one of my big questions. How come Gracie never figured it out? So could you put yourself in Rick's shoes? Could you assume someone else's identity to save your family? Very personal question, but I'm going to ask anyway. Crystal?
to save my family, there's very little I won't do. Actually, I don't think there is anything I wouldn't do to save my family. But I don't think I could pull it off because, as you were saying earlier, each person has these little idioms or even micro expressions that are completely unique to that person.
Mm-hmm.
There aren't doubled anywhere else, even in twins. That's how you
Yeah.
can differentiate between twins. And so I don't think, even if I had someone who looked so much like me and I had been around them so often, I don't think I could actually fully take on someone else's personality and their life without at some point
Getting
being
caught.
unable to keep the character and breaking that character and someone going, wait a second.
Hmm.
So yeah.
But you do it. That's the good part.
Yeah, I feel like if I were gonna do something that extreme, I would just fake my own death and just live off the grid somewhere, and that way I don't have to worry about someone going, that's weird. That's what Crystal would do. Versus,
Yeah.
Crystal's gone. We don't have to worry about that. We're not looking for her because we assume she's in the ground.
Right.
Things like that.
Good call. But then it wouldn't be much of a
I
story.
feel like wouldn't you look for a person that you lost, like you loved and lost more than someone that's, I don't know how to explain it, but I feel like when someone dies, you see them everywhere, because you miss them so much.
Mm-hmm. Which is what
So I don't
Crystal's
know,
saying, that you take
right?
off. You wouldn't try to
Yeah,
assume another identity.
yeah. I was so suck at that. I
Because
can't
you are
even
you and I would find
do
you.
a great accent. Yeah. Yeah,
Yeah.
exactly. It's like there's too much of this going on. I'm
Yep.
always like, I'm too much. People would know. Like, they would just be like, she lied. There's Emily right there. So, yeah, I wouldn't pull it off at all. I would try. but I
Yeah.
wouldn't put it on.
How about you, Carleni?
As Crystal said, I have too many little idiosyncrasies and like little habits that are gonna be humanly impossible for me to stop. My social anxiety, it's not something that can be switched like this. And I'm really a terrible actress. I'm a good liar, but I'm a very terrible actress. I giggle too much to be a good actress. Like, I would do it if I had to. Like, if there was no choice, I'd be bad at it though. Like, I'd be brilliant. If it was to keep my family safe, they probably wouldn't be safe.
um, yeah. My
He
last
said, and
spoiler.
that is where the sequel comes into play. Haha.
There's a sequel.
See, I was wondering about this.
There was nothing dangling.
No, I found a few points where I was like, we started something here that we didn't quite pick back up, like the devil's people, the biker gang.
Yeah, Devil's Disciples.
I felt like that was a line of story that got cut off there.
They do come up. They are a main part of his next book, Tears of the Innocent. They are the antagonist in that next one. It's being released soon. I forget when it said.
Oh, good. Yeah, 'cause that was
Which was
one
one
of
of the
my
things I was going to ask him. Tears of the Innocent is being
when is
released.
it gonna be released?
Now I saw it. Now I'm like, which one is it? On Goodreads, I think it said it was being released, or it just
Oh
got
no,
released.
he said it's in yeah, he said actually it's in paperback and Kindle now.
Yeah, March 31st. It was just released. Tears of the Innocent,
Ooh.
and it uses the Devil's Disciples as the antagonist. So, but that was the thing. Were those dangling plot threads things that kept the plot going, or were those things that slowed you down because there were some random things happening? Like, that definitely was, I don't know, whatever. My last spoilery question was reactions to the epilogue. Any reactions? Maybe it's
La la
because,
la la la. No.
yeah, Emily didn't read it, and you guys aren't moms, but he made me cry. I swear to God. It's like the first time where
Now
I was,
I want to know.
yeah, totally
Oh, and
sent
I
me
don't.
to
I
tears.
know you don't like.
I hate crying. You kidding me? But there was too much.
Oh.
Crystal? No,
Let's
no
see.
tears.
I didn't. I wasn't overly attached to the epilogue because I was still caught up on the whole. No, the daughter knows she would be not okay with this. There's no way. And things like that.
Maybe
was
it
too
wasn't
busy
the
in
epilogue. It was the dedication.
Yeah, I know, but I was still because I read it so quickly. I was still right in that area in my brain, and kind of just read through the epilogue after that, and was like, I'm still stuck back here. So I remember once I didn't have many reactions to the epilogue at all.
Yeah. Yeah, because you're spinning from the revelation. Carleni, did he
I
make you
generally,
cry?
not really. But it's not hard to make me cry at all. It isn't. Maybe I need to reread it. With having all those things in mind. But like, it was sweet.
Mm-hmm.
And I liked it. I have issues with epilogues ever since Harry Potter betrayed me. So, I'm sorry. I'm really sorry. Like, it's just stuck in my head. It's really sweet though. Maybe I'll read it again and see whether or not it'll bring tears to my eyes.
Well, I tend to read everything that is written in books. You know, the little things in the back, the dedication.
Yeah, and the foreword. Yeah, so do I. But like,
I read cover to cover. And the dedication of why he chose that wedding song, and I'm like, you're killing me! Make it stop!
No.
Not fair. All right, the questions that I have remaining are all geared towards Mr. Seago. So I don't know if we're going to do this the old-fashioned I speak and he types to you, Emily, or if Crystal has more,
Probably.
if Carleni has any.
Say he's ready.
I feel,
He is fast.
I feel like we covered a lot of mine. The other thing is, I have to return to work in like 5 minutes. So, is it cool if I bounce? I'm really sorry. I'm called into work till midnight, so.
Ouch.
Ooh.
You can sleep when you're dead?
Or
Yeah.
or maybe not even
Yeah.
then. I don't know.
You'll still owe somebody time.
Yeah, somewhere. I'll
Partying
just
it
get
up.
an email in the world. Hey, Crystal, I need you to be in at work tomorrow. It's like my funeral was yesterday.
Yeah.
She'll be
I think
zombie. She'll be like,
Well, thanks for your excellent questions, Crystal.
Yeah, I really did enjoy
Yes.
the book, and I really want to pick up the sequel, especially since, like I said, there was that thread that I was sitting there like, I wanna see what happens. So I will probably be picking up the sequel.
I would
But thank you
say
for this
it's
opportunity.
more of a companion because it's a whole new protagonist antagonist. They just happen to have the common thread of the devil's disciples.
Hmm.
Do you know what I
Well,
mean? Like
still,
in the world of not a sequel. Because I don't think Charity and Caleb are in it at all. I haven't read it.
oh,
Maybe Mr. Seago can tell us. Because I'm like,
well, I probably will still pick it up.
uh,
yeah,
But thank you, Mr. Vigo, for giving us this opportunity.
yeah.
Um,
Bye,
he said, thank you
Crystal.
very much, and we'll see where it goes.
All right,
okay.
so my questions for him are, how much of your personal life is Caleb's life? Because there seems to be a lot of common threads.
All right. I'm going to wait for that answer.
Is he not really Robert Seago? Is he somebody else? I guess he wouldn't tell us that, right? Did he assume someone
Yeah,
else's
right?
identity?
Oh, he probably did. He's probably Kelly Armstrong for what we know.
Oh,
Oh, hell. He said Caleb is a combination of many men I have known over the years.
all right. Because
Okay.
there were times when there were details that seemed very personal. They weren't like I don't know, things that would drive the plot forward or things that would be super pertinent. And I was
He
like,
said no.
go.
Go ahead. Sorry. Go ahead.
No, it's just some of the details. And we're like, are you giving personality to Caleb or are you telling us the things that you love?
He said, laughing out loud. It was
Mm-hmm.
very personal, and to a certain degree, I am in Caleb.
Ah, yeah. Because, you know, we write what we know. We write the things that make us passionate and things that drive us forward. And that's probably the hardest thing to do when you attempt to publish yourself and put yourself out there, that you are literally putting yourself out there, not just your writing, but who you are as a person. So I imagine separating yourself from your writing can be challenging. Because he has a corgi. He has corgis. So that's where Chauncey came from. Of course, Chauncey didn't get shot. Solomon got shot. You gotta shoot the terrier.
Oh!
Oh, sorry, I spoiled you again. Haha. Who is your favorite author? Are there any authors that influence?
He said, spoiler alert.
Yeah, spoiler. Yeah, the whole thing is spoiler. It's a review. Don't watch it if you haven't read it.
No, now I can take my time, see? I'm waiting for the answer.
Response. Yeah.
There's a delay, so when we're on, yeah, there's a little delay, so we have to wait a little.
All you have to do is
Stephen
unmute.
King, True. He says Stephen King, Dean Koontz, and William Diehl. I don't know if I'm saying it correctly. Diehl.
Wow. Yeah, I don't know who that one is. But if he's watching, is he listening or watching?
I think he's watching. I don't know if he's. That's a good question. I think he's just listening.
Because if he's watching and you look up there,
Both. He said both.
Stephen King,
Yeah.
Dean
You're a
Koontz.
freak for Stephen King.
Yeah.
I love your collection. It's very nice.
Thanks.
I wish my collection was like that.
But yours is a moat. Yours is more impressive.
Yeah, I have a moat, and it's gotten to the point where I have
No,
books on my bed.
I need her bookcase. You know what? Hey, I'm gonna impersonate Twin, just so I can take her bookshelf.
Yes, it would totally work. There's so many
That's all I'm gonna do. Yeah, just our attitudes and stuff. You know, we don't look alike, but we sure do act alike.
Yeah.
I'll just dye my hair blonde, get some glasses, put a lot of like really light foundation. You know, I'll make it work. You do sound smarter when you talk, though, so I'm screwed in that sense. I am smart, I just don't sound it. He said William Diehl, or however you say it. I might, wrote Primal Fear and Sharky's Machine.
Okay. Cool. And all right, what is he currently reading?
I've heard of
what's next to your bed? What's on your bookshelf or your nightstand?
Yeah, what are you reading?
While we're waiting, Emily, what are you going to read next? Since we know you're reading this.
I am going to keep reading this, and I'm gonna keep. Well, no, I'm actually gonna keep. Yeah, listening, because I listen to.
Brothers.
Oh my God, I forgot the name of it, but yeah, the one for the brothers with Quinn and Blake. So I'm listening to that one on my drive to work. Yeah, and I'm on my drive. I'm like this. Holy hell! What is happening here?
Get into accidents.
It's like you see me like just kind of like sitting a little straighter because I'm just like, what? Oh my! I'm so glad my windows are closed.
Wait until
open my windows. People cannot hear what I'm listening to.
Oh my God.
No, I'm just gonna have to blast my AC because when I was driving home, I was like, oh my God, like, what's happening? And I'm looking around like, can people like hear what I'm hearing? Because, holy hell. All right, so he said right now I am rereading Rascal by Sterling North, one of my favorites from school.
Cool. I haven't heard that one. Maybe I'll look it up. Carleni, what are you currently reading? Or going to read?
Wait, and he said, and
nice.
A work of nice,
I just picked it up from the library, so I'm gonna start it soon. I also picked up the first one just to catch me up on it because, like, I don't like starting a series without.
You are gonna get spoiled so bad.
I know, but I don't mind spoilers.
I just saw that they had that, and when she said blood kiss, I was like, I hate her. I hate her so bad.
It was good.
I hate you, but I love it.
I'm glad.
Yeah. Yeah, it is good. I haven't picked up The Beast yet. I want to desperately, and she's been posting.
Oh, I have it on Scribe.
The next one, and I'm like, oh.
I have all of the books on Scribe.
Yeah. All right. let's ask him another question. Well, he's not. It would be easier if he was there, like that we could see or talk to. Because I was gonna ask him to tell
No,
us.
he's one of the little voices in our head.
Oh, okay. But the people on the YouTube can't hear the voices in my head. If you wanted to tell us about his newest release, the second novel, Tears of the Innocent. So he can't tell us about it. We touched on it a little bit. I also wanted to know how he met Lindsay Ann Kendall, who did his cover art. How did that come around?
Yeah, that's a great question. She's like our, what is it?
Cheerleader?
Carlani, how do you say madrina? Like our godmother, right? Is that how you say madrina?
Yes, godmother.
Carlani?
That's how it is.
Godmother? Oh. So that's what like Lindsay is to us, like a godmother, like our fairy godmother, right?
Mm-hmm. So how did that come about? Because she did his cover art. So
And I'm waiting.
and you can totally
Yeah, she
see
did.
that. Like I didn't pick up her flair on Voices of the Past, but Tears of the Innocent definitely has a Lindsay look to it. That's definitely more.
Oh yeah. Okay, so he said through Hear Me Roar Publishing, and I'm very glad to have met her. Yeah, she's so freaking awesome.
Mm-hmm. Yes, she does.
Nice.
We love her. We've done 4 of her books. We must love her.
I know. Yeah, we definitely must love her. She's so easy to work with. That's why. She's just like awesome sauce.
And
He
she's
says
fun.
she is very talented, and I'll be using her for my future work.
Woohoo!
Nice.
Yeah, because he had a couple of novellas that he was going to squish together. So we must have another one coming out.
Well, it's in writing, so now you can't back down. I'll tell her. He said so. He said so. He can't back down. If you want to change your screw, because I'll just tell her.
My last question was about the Devil's Disciples. Like, how do you get into the head of badass bikers who are really, really bad? Like, did he have a run-in with a biker club that was bad, or was he ever part of a biker club? Because they sound
He was bad.
pretty bad. I don't know. They're just something was in there, and talking about gang rape, and I'm like, ugh, like that was one of those instant moments when I'm like, okay.
Really?
Skin crawly, not detail, just the words gang rape, and I was like, like that really does push the gruesome level over when you know that.
He said locally we have a lot of, I'm guessing MC is motorcycle clubs.
Yep.
Many of them outlaw in nature.
Okay.
So he basically, he's a watcher. He like observing all the time. Yeah, I wouldn't be observing. I would be running for the hills if I saw like a badass biker club.
Yeah. Yeah, and these guys follow through. They are not for show at all. There is nothing redeeming.
He said, he said, I have also known, unfortunately, a lot of men in my life who have been into that, what they've seen. Wait, I've been to, there's a like misspelling, so I'm not sure if he says into or to what they.
If they're in that kind of, in that scene.
Yeah.
Of being.
Yeah, I think that's what I meant. Yeah, well, my ex-boyfriend's in a biker club thingy, but he's a nice, really nice guy.
Yeah.
Hence how I know, because we're still friends. Because he's that nice of a guy, you know.
Because sometimes
the Devil's Disciples are. Go.
MCs can get a bad rap, because there are plenty of motorcycle clubs that are bettering their communities, and they don't have to be the stereotypical gun runners or drug runners
A-hole.
or territorial or rapists or whatever else. It doesn't have to be all blood and guts and nastiness. Sometimes MCs can be misrepresented by media and other things, but this is your stereotypical. And if most of the stuff is San Diego, you are like spitting distance to Mexico, and I don't know if you end up with more rivalry between different groups because you have a clash of culture, clash of ethnicities, and language barriers, and you run the gamut of all the different kinds of socioeconomic classes. You've got very affluent and like the San Diego area / Carlsbad and Camp Pendleton, and you've got McMansions that are up on the hill that are overlooking the San Diego waters, and then you've got all the way down to vagrant tent city type situations.
He said the devil's disciples are absolutely evil, and it only gets worse in Tears of the Innocent. Many motorcycle clubs are wonderful and do great work, and don't let their looks fool you.
Yeah. Yes. So.
That is true.
Yeah, that is true.
Alrighty, I think those were all of
You
my...
just say that, just hear my echo.
I am your echo.
Oh, you are my echo. Yeah, you're my twin.
That's why we twin, because what it is.
Twinsies.
Twinsies. Alrighty, so...
do you have any more questions?
I do not have any more for Mr. Seago. Those were the things I was most interested in. But when are we all? Do we have something to look forward to in 2 weeks?
Do we?
I would have to check my email. I know we had said we wanted. What was it that we wanted to read together? I don't know if it was Family Magic or what.
Yes.
But okay. Yeah, I think it was Family Magic. We said, right?
Patty Larson.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
And maybe we'll see her again.
Yeah, I think we should.
Check her schedule.
Yeah, and maybe we'll have another excuse to dress up. No, but
we should always have an excuse.
Right? It should be like a rule. We're gonna have a chat. We should just dress up and make it extra fun, because it's always fun hanging out with you guys and getting to talk about books, which is what we love. But getting back to this book, I'm definitely gonna finish it because I'm like intrigued after hearing you guys, and I'm like, well, I'm so freaking lost. I want to know why. I want to know what the who, the when, and the where, and the whys of it. I want to know all of it. I'm definitely gonna finish, and I might, depend on how I like it. Depending on how it goes, I probably will read the second one and just see how bad this devil guys are.
Devil's disciples. Oh, they're bad. Bad.
Yeah, they sound like they're bad, and I want to know what makes me wanna read it even more, because
the dedication is really nice. It's like really nice. It's just that I have no soul, so I didn't.
Carletti.
Like it's funny because I just saw like a Facebook post about this lady who started like the veterinarian thing. I think it was like Thailand or something, and I was like in tears. But then like for something this sweet, like that has a reason behind it, I'm like, well, she did that.
Yeah, no, my daughter is like that. My daughter, well, all three of my kids are like that, but mostly my daughter. She would like literally cry her eyes out for anything animal, like anything. In the Eyes of an Angel, commercials with the
I
animals, and
hate
she's
that
like literally
commercial. I
like,
have to switch out.
yeah. But then anything human, unless it's involving a child, she's like stone faced. Like I'm like, yo, how? I'm like tearing up for humans, and then animals. I'm like, oh, bendito, but you don't see me like, But for humans, I'm like, holy, like,
There were
yeah,
tears.
I don't know. Maybe because I'm allergic to animals, so I shut down because they're bad for me. So I'm just
Mhm.
like my feelings even shut down, But humans are like, I don't really like most people, but I still don't want people to like die and hurt.
Absolutely.
So it's like it makes me sad, especially kids. You know how I am with babies and stuff. So anything with kiddos, and I'm like, I'm a mess.
Mhm.
Hot
So
mess.
that is a little turned off. Like it's just like you have to like pull it out of you.
All right, ladies. I think this is the end, unless Mr. Seago had questions
Sí,
for
señorita.
us.
Yeah, let me. Oh, I got out of the page I was on. Hold on. Let me go back.
We're getting more efficient at this, you know.
We are. I
Because there
agree.
are times when we are
Well, we
like,
are.
blah, 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 for 2 hours.
We really are.
Because I
Yeah, no,
imagine,
today I literally wanted to cry.
like, who wants to watch us blah, blah, blah for 2 hours? Like, I don't know.
I, I know. We used to do this for like 3 hours. Oh my God, I don't even understand how we managed that. But then again, we're all chismosas. We're all
Yeah.
cochincheras. How do you say that in, what is it, gossipers?
Gossipers.
Yeah, I think we all. Yeah, there you go. So he said no, he doesn't have any questions. Just his thanks. He basically is. He told me a few times that he was like really thankful that we did this. So he said I don't know if he wants me to read this on camera, but I am sorry. To each of you tonight. I appreciate all of your input and comments, and let me know when you are ready for Tears of the Innocent in PDF. I love it. I like him. And you do have a soul. He said you have a soul.
Oh,
Mr.
thank
Lenny, you
you.
have a soul. It's just hidden behind a whole bunch of stuff. And it's speaking truth. Like,
Mhm.
I'm here.
Mhm.
So, but yeah, hey, I'm down for Tears of the Innocent for sure, but I have to finish this one, and maybe we could schedule him again
Yes.
after we, read the ones we have online. Yeah, we have a few on deck. So after those, we probably, could squeeze him in again. He's on camera, so
Mhm.
it's easier.
Yes, it's true. It's quicker.
Yeah, it's so much
Interact.
quicker. Like right now, we're just like play the in the background while we wait. He said, absolutely, we'll keep in contact and we'll have my camera fixed. Laughing out loud. Good to
Nice.
know. All right. All right. So I guess this is it for another review.
Good night,
Mhm.
ladies. It was lovely
And
seeing you
him.
again.
And see.
Yeah, it's always cool hanging out with you guys. Sweet. No, it was fun. It made me, I don't like spoilers, but you guys made me interested. So thanks.
That's great.
At least we did it in a way where you're like,
All
huh?
right. So I
Ooh,
guess,
what?
yeah, I was just like, what? I'm so confused.
Yeah.
I think
You'll
my
be
eyes
better.
got a workout today. They were just like,
Keep reading.
um. So for next week, yeah, definitely I am. We're gonna read Family Magic by Patty Larson, and hopefully I could schedule her in because she's a hoot. She's
Yes.
awesome. She's fun.
Mhm.
So yeah, it was always it's always nice talking to you guys. It was a treat as always. Thank you for taking my bad mood away.
Woo!
Yay.
Always
Yay!
happy.
I go to bed happy instead of angry at myself. All right, I love you guys. It was fun.
Bye.
Night, people.